Hey, how's it going? So like loads of people on YouTube, I was interested in the Yongnuo YN600. Now fair warning, this isn't going to be a review of the light, there are loads of those on YouTube. I was interested in using it as a key light for interviews, so there are 3 things that I really wanted to know that I just couldn't find the answers to. Those are how noisy it really is in an interview situation, how soft it can be, and lastly whether it flickers in a high frame rate situation. So let's dive into the noise level. Some people are saying that it's not an issue and people are overreacting to it, and others are saying that it's a key problem with it and they won't use it as a key light because of it. First of all, I wanted to know how long you could use it before the fans kick in, which is something not many people are saying on YouTube. I started on electricity, powering it to the outlet, and at 100% it took 6 minutes before the fan kicked in. I then let it cool down by turning the power down to 0 but leaving it plugged in and on so that the fans would cool it down. Now, it took 8 minutes to cool it down. I turned it back on again and I only got 2 minutes 45 before the fans turned on again. So turning it off when it gets hot is not really a feasible solution to get your interviews. So I let it cool down and I wanted to see how long it would last without the fan at 50% power. So quite neatly, if you've got OCD like I do, turning the power down to half gives you double the length of time without the fan coming on. So at 50% power, it took 12 minutes before the fan had to come on to cool it down. Then I wondered, does it matter if it's on battery power only? Does it last longer without kicking the fans in? Now, unfortunately it doesn't, so it's still 6 minutes at 100% when you've got a battery power to get those fans running and to ruin your audio. So how bad does it sound when using it as a key light? This test was using a lav mic. So the mic is a good distance away from the light itself and close to the audio source, which is my voice, so it should give it the best possible chance of rejecting the fan noise. Let's listen to the test. Okay, this is a mic check, the Rodelink wireless lav with the Yongnuo YN600, about 1.30 m away. No diffusion. How hard is it to remove this noise in post? Well, using Final Cut Pro's hum removal, the 50 or the 60 Hz options, I didn't get anywhere close to killing this sound. It wasn't working at all. And this is what it sounds like with Final Cut Pro's standard noise reduction. I just don't like it. Even at 50%, it makes you sound a little bit robotic. Okay, this is a mic check, the Rodelink wireless lav with the Yongnuo YN600, about 1.30 m away. Okay, this is a mic check, the Rodelink wireless lav. Okay, this is a mic check, the Rodelink wireless lav. So if one is to be really serious about getting rid of that noise, I wouldn't be using Final Cut Pro's hum removal or their noise reduction. In the scenario without any music covering up the noise, this is how it would sound after you've done a couple of different steps and a longer route to clean up the audio. Okay, this is a mic check, the Rodelink wireless lav with the Yongnuo YN600. Okay, this is a mic check, the Rodelink wireless lav. Okay, this is a mic check, the Rodelink wireless lav. You could achieve something similar if you used the Crumple Pop plugin in order to kill the noise in a bit of a smarter way than Final Cut Pro does it. Or if you export to Logic, you've got a couple more options there to deal with the audio. But it's a lot of faff. Next, I wanted to see how it performed as a key light in terms of how strong it is and how soft you can make it. So first of all, just through a plain old 5-in-1 reflector, I found it to be pretty soft. You have to forgive the setup, I know it doesn't look great. I was simply testing the fall off on my face of the shadows. The light's about 1.20 m away. Shooting at f4, the 50 shutter and an ISO of 400. Shooting through the 5-in-1 diffuser. Overall, I quite like how soft it is. It's not kicking out the most light, but for such a small and cheap light, it does okay. You need to be aware you're not going to be able to fight daylight with it, and in a brightly lit room, you're not really going to be able to darken the background by using that as a key. Lastly, I wanted to know whether it worked in slow motion okay, or whether when you start bumping up the shutter speed and the frame rate, whether you'd get bad flicker and it would be unusable. Overall, it did really well. I went up to about 125 frames a second with a shutter speed of 250 and I didn't notice any flicker at all. So pretty good for a budget light like this. So I did promise this wasn't a review, and those are my test results, but for what it's worth, I actually sent it back. The fan noise was a little bit too much for me, and I just didn't want to have to round trip out of Final Cut Pro or use a plugin to be able to deal with that noise. And it was just a bit too much effort to be usable. So I'm not gonna lie, I sprung for the Aputure 600, which is a lot more expensive, but at least it comes with what you need to use it. It comes with the cable, and it comes with the batteries, and it's absolutely silent, and it's a little bit more powerful. Still, I hope this was useful for anyone looking at the YN600. It is a decent light, and if you're not bothered about the fan noise, I would go with it all day long. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in a bit.